Welcome to our team, a therapist spotlight by Positive Space Consulting. My name is Emma, my pronouns are they, them, and I'm the office manager and everything person here at Positive Space. I'm the first person you will meet when you contact us, and today I'm going to be your host. Positive Space Consulting is by and for the queer community. We offer virtual mental health counseling and 2S LGBTQIA+ support here in Ontario, Canada. We have a diverse team of therapists with lived experience, here to support our queer family and meet you where you are at. This is a place to be yourself. Our team, A Therapist Spotlight, is a mini-series focused on and about our team here at Positive Space to give you, our community, and anyone interested the opportunity to get to know our unique and queer team better. Today, I have an amazing guest, one of my favorite people, Karen Hutchinson. Their pronouns are she, her. She is a registered therapist, a registered social worker, here at Positive Space Consulting. Welcome, Karen.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. So before we begin, I'm going to read our land acknowledgement. Positive Space Consulting is a mental health care practice devoted to supporting the development of a society that thrives through including, valuing, and celebrating the inherent uniqueness in us all. It is also our mission to foster a deeper connection to self and the world around us. Positive Space Consulting is a team of practitioners who identify as settlers and who live on Turtle Island. Positive Space Consulting recognizes that its practice and its contributions of its family of practitioners take place on traditional Indigenous territories across Ontario. We recognize the 46 treaties and other agreements that cover this territory, now called Ontario. Today, the province of Ontario is home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. Each nation is unique in their worldview, language, and histories, and we gather here in the spirit of openness with the commitment to continue to recognize and reflect upon the important work ahead. We are committed to advocating for all of the requests by the Indigenous people of this land to be granted immediately by our government. We ask you to join us in honoring this history and in moving forward in partnership and collaboration as we learn and unlearn together. Everyone at Positive Space is grateful and honors the fact that we contribute and work and live in this territory. We would like to acknowledge the First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people who have been the custodians of this land as their ancestors were, and who continually respect and contribute to the sustainability of Ontario and all of its communities across this province. Positive Space is honored and committed to collaborating with Indigenous clients, practitioners, and communities through the province of Ontario and Canada. Here at Positive Space, we are devoted to working only with therapists who are committed to the continual understanding through education, exploration, and engagement with Indigenous history, reconciliation, and the impacts of colonialism. We as a practice are committed to supporting the mental health of Indigenous practitioners and Indigenous 2S LGBTQIA+ folks across accessing our services. I got through all of that almost perfectly. Okay, so Karen, now we're gonna get into. So once again, welcome. I'm so happy that we get to do this. How are you feeling? Are you feeling a little bit nervous? Because I'm a little bit nervous.
I'm definitely feeling nervous, a little bit nervous, but excited to be here. And I always love talking to you, so it's
cool.
great.
Yeah. I love talking to you too, so I'm glad we're recording it. So let's start off with the first question, and I ask everyone the same sort of questions, but let's start off by getting to know you. What's your story? Who is Karen Hutchinson?
Well, I'm not a regular Karen. I can tell you that. I'm a cool Karen. So we'll start right there. Just kidding. Not kidding. So I am a super feeling, animal loving empath. I live in Hamilton, Ontario with my partner. We have 2 cats, Eddie and Goose. And we also foster rescue dogs. So we usually have a rescue dog in our house at any given time. So that is really kind of sums me up, in that I really care a lot about people, and I care a lot about feelings, and I care a lot about animals and everyone living harmoniously as well.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I mean that's totally you. When I had Instagram, Karen and I would constantly send each other cute animal pictures and videos. So
Yeah,
that's
I miss that.
yeah, yeah. Now that I've left Instagram, but so what kind of foster dog do you have in your home right now?
I don't have one right now. We just had one, and she was recently adopted. Her name was Bianca. She was a very sweet dog from, I think she came from Costa Rica. And she was,
Wow,
yeah,
really?
yeah, she was really lovely. Yeah, it's hard to say goodbye to them sometimes. Like we get pretty connected
Oh,
and pretty attached to them, but it definitely helps when they are going to like a home that we feel really good about, and we really feel good about the people who are adopting them. So that helps a lot. But it's nice to have kind of, it's just nice fostering, because I get to meet all kinds of different dogs and have opportunities to have them in my life for a period of time, and whereas I wouldn't otherwise, maybe. And it's just kind of
right.
nice. I like meeting dogs.
Yeah, that's so do I. And how many dogs have you fostered over the years?
I think it's like 17.
Whoa, well, what if you fell in love with one of the dogs?
I always fall in love with them, but and
Okay.
it's just I think because people say that to me a lot. They're like, isn't it so hard to give them, like, let them go after a period of time and becoming so attached? So the answer to that is like yes, and it's nice because it also offers me like the flexibility of being able to like have a dog for a period of time, and then like go on and travel for a little bit or go do something else and not have to worry about that kind of responsibility. So, and then I get to meet all sorts of different dogs. Like I've had dogs of all different like sizes and breeds, although I don't usually get breeds per se, but I mean like sometimes I get some chihuahuas, and those dogs are pretty fun. They've got a lot of personality. So I
Oh
like
my gosh, yeah.
mm,
That's amazing. Like, thank you for doing that. And you do that with your partner, which I think is kind of leads on to the next question, which is, we're loud, we're proud here, we don't hide it.
yeah.
What's your queer journey been like? Would you like to share that with everyone listening, reading, or watching?
Of course. So growing up and really into my young adulthood, I think my idea of sexuality was very much gay and straight. Like that was really kind of how I saw and how I understood sexuality. So as I became older and really um, kind of diversified the people I was spending time with and diversified kind of my own learning and understanding, it really led to a lot of self-reflection and really um, appreciating that I didn't really fit into this kind of box that I had actually put myself in for quite a while of being straight. So my queer journey has really been quite like an evolution. So really kind of like getting to know myself and um, appreciating kind of the giving myself kind of time to kind of unfold and develop into the queer woman I am. And um, so I think like once I really kind of accepted like, hey, I'm not straight, I'm definitely queer, and started to explore that a little bit more. I definitely feel more like myself than I ever have, and that's really kind of magical and wonderful how that happens. Yeah, and I'm very lucky to have friends and family who fully accept and love me unconditionally, and so I know that that's definitely something that not everyone experiences when they kind of live honestly and openly and authentically as a queer person. So I know I'm very fortunate, and I'm very thankful for that.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much for being vulnerable and opening up like that. I know it's always kind of difficult to talk about these sort of things, but a common trend I've seen, like I know with myself, and I kind of see with the other interviews I've done, is that when you do realize or take that step into accepting who you are, things kind of change. And things before that often seem kind of like bleak and really scary, and you don't know what's going to happen. And when you take those steps, it's like things open up. And I think that's part of the reason about why positive space consulting and like you and the other therapists do, and I do what we do, is because I always say this every time, we want to have something that we didn't have when we were younger. So like imagine we had a place like Positive Space or other people who are doing their therapy practice who are queer and giving queer affirming therapy. If we had that, it would have kind of like changed our lives. So thank you so much for sharing that and being vulnerable that way. And that kind of leads also, these always lead into the next question. And that's like, why are you a social worker? What brought you to this field, and what inspires the work that you do with Positive Space Consulting?
Yeah, I think what led me to becoming a social worker, I mentioned off the top that I really identify as an empath, and I care a lot. It sounds cheesy, but I care a lot about feelings, and I care a lot about people, and I feel like I'm deeply impacted by things that other people are going through, the injustices in the world. And I felt called to, that sounds like really religious, but it's not. But I felt
you got a calling. No, I love that. I love that.
Yeah. I felt pulled, I guess maybe might be a better word, to a field that I can help support others and work alongside them on their various journeys through life. And really, that's what I love about working with Positive Space Consulting. I love just being able to connect with folks, and it's so important. I think the work that we do is so important, and being able, like you said, being the therapists that weren't there for us, or we weren't able to access when we were younger, who can kind of help us talk about this stuff and sort some things out. So I think that's so important. I think it's so special to be able to be connecting with our own community in this way. And what inspires me the most in this work, specifically in Positive Space Consulting, I get so inspired by the clients that we work with. And I'm sure everybody says that. I'm pretty sure that's a common answer, because it's just, but it's so true. Like it is, yeah. I have another job. So I work at another job during the day. It's like my daytime job. And then from the late afternoon on is when I do Positive Spaces. And I've told Charlotte before our practice owner, I've told her before that I might come home from that job and feel so drained and like I don't have anything in me. And then I can like do 3 sessions. And by the end of them, I feel so energized and so good. And I just get this energy from working with our clients and helping kind of navigate things with them and being there to process things with them. And it's just such a gift to be able to like be witness to that. And I think that, so just that's really what my inspiration is, the folks that we work with who like just so amazing and strong and smart and just bring me so much joy and happiness. And it just really makes this the best job ever.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. It is a common answer, but there's different variations in how you say it. And there's nothing, I don't know, we're helping our community. We work in our community, and that's so nice, especially since there's so much hate being thrown at us. So it is nice to do that. Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. And course, leads into the next question. So how would you describe a therapy session with Karen? How would you describe your approach to therapies? There's two kind of questions in there, but they kind of work together.
Yeah. So I think my approach to therapy is very relational, very connection focused. So I think really establishing a good connection is so important. Like, it's really hard to open up to somebody and feel safe with somebody without that connection. That's really the basis of therapy on both sides. So really spending that time and getting to know you, and you getting to know me, and us feeling comfortable. So really focusing on that connection and that kind of relationship. It's really important for me to meet the client where they're at. So I don't come in with an agenda. I want to meet you where you're at, and make sure that you're getting what you need out of your sessions, out of our sessions, and really coming to our sessions. I'm going to come as my most authentic and genuine self. And no, it's really important. It's like something that we all kind of strive to do at Positive Space Consulting is this isn't like your stuffy formal therapy that you see on TV where somebody's like lying on a couch and somebody else is wearing a suit. Like, that's not how we are here. We really want to create a very authentic and safe and genuine space. And so that's really what I try to bring to my sessions, and how I like to show up as well, because it's really important to me that people feel comfortable and safe, and like they're in a space where they can open up and be authentic. So I like to bring that as well.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point to bring up too. And that's what everybody wants to do here as well. Because sometimes you just don't know where you're walking into. So that's awesome. Okay, so Karen, we will kind of end off here with like giving you the opportunity to give like a little message of hope, or if you have something you would like to share, this please go for it.
So I think that if someone is watching this or listening to it, or reading it, I think that they're either already a client of ours, or maybe there's somebody who is looking into therapy and wondering if we would be a good fit. And what I want to say is, we welcome you with open arms. And if you want to know more, if you're curious about what therapy might look like with one of us, we offer free 20-minute consults, so where you can kind of get to know us a little bit more and see if it feels like it would be a fit. And absolutely, like, what we all strive towards, what we all want to bring is just a space of safety and community for you. And so absolutely, if you're watching this or listening or reading, please know that we welcome you, and that we would be happy to meet you. And we just want everyone to know that we love y'all.
Yeah, I agree. I don't even know y'all yet, but it's true. You wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for love.
That's right.
Well, Karen, that's amazing. I am so happy that you and I got a moment to sit and chat. That wraps up our team at Therapist Spotlight by Positive Space Consulting. I want to thank, once again, Karen for joining us today, for being vulnerable, for opening up, for sharing. I know it's not you who's always on this side of the asking the questions thing, but I think it was something that we both enjoyed doing, and I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and like just like Karen was saying, if you resonated with Karen, or you like what you heard, you can always. Oh, also, if you're a resident of Ontario, you can make your way down to positivespaceconsulting.ca, and if you go to our team and you click on Karen, you can check out Karen's profile. There's a lot more information on her there, and if you're interested, you can book a free 20-minute consult with Karen, and to see if she would be a good fit for you. And when you do that, you send that email comes to me. So if you saw this and this is where you heard it, say, hey, I heard Karen from the Spotlight. If not, I'll still say hello. And yeah, so I also want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's watching, who's reading, who's listening to this show today. It's everyone in the queer community. It's all of you who stand with us. The reason myself, Karen, Positive Space Consulting, this is the reason we're here and why we do what we do, because we love our community and we believe that we have a right to exist. So with that, I just want to say we are here, we are queer, and we are absolutely never going away. Thanks for being here, Karen.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.